Hello everybody, Tyranno here, and today we're taking another look at another devlog, this time about the IJN Nanohi, which is a sister ship to the already in-game Hatsuharu, and is going to be a Japanese Tier 2 premium destroyer. Now basically the history of this vessel is that, due to the London Naval Treaty introducing limits to how large destroyers could be, Japan had to build destroyers that were lighter, that weighed less. However, they still wanted to retain the same armament, and this led to the Hatsuharu class, which we already have in game. Unfortunately, this caused a lot of stability issues, having the same armament on a lighter hull, and so these vessels had to be rebuilt, which added about 300 tons, and necessitated moving about the armament. So as you can see on the Hatsuharu, you've got a dual turret up front along with a single turret, dual turret at the rear of the ship, and then you've got 3 triple torpedo tubes and 2 40mm cannons. On the Nanohi, what they've basically done is remove the single turret from the front and move it to the rear. So the majority of your firepower is now going to be at the rear of the ship, which is already a bit of a downgrade in my opinion, because of course if you're charging towards an enemy or chasing them, you've now lost a third of your firepower here. But also, just as crucially, one of the torpedo tubes was removed. So you've gone from being able to fire 9 torpedoes at once to only being able to fire 6. So again, a bit of a downgrade in my opinion. The anti-aircraft armament was also changed. This isn't really a downgrade or an upgrade. Basically, they took the 2 40mm cannons and replaced them with dual 25mm cannons. An upgrade in some ways because, of course, a faster rate of fire, so you could put out more shells towards the enemy. A downgrade because, of course, these are going to have less range. And while it is good to shoot down an enemy, it doesn't really help if your range is reduced and you end up shooting them down after they've already dropped their bombs or torpedoes. So not really an upgrade or a downgrade in that respect. However, you also have to bear in mind that the Nanohi has 300 tons extra weight because of the rebuild, but it still has the same engines, so its speed is reduced. Basically, the Hatsuharu had a speed of 36.1 knots or 67 kilometers an hour. The Nanohi is going to be about 33 knots or 61 kilometers an hour. So basically, to sum up, the Nanohi is going to have reduced firepower at the front of the ship, although the firepower will remain the same if you're doing a broadside attack. A third of the torpedoes are gone, and the anti-aircraft guns have been changed for, and you have a reduced speed. So basically, overall, while I am glad that Japan is getting a premium destroyer at Tier 2, of course the Yugure Fletcher class destroyer is a event vehicle, so you can't just buy it with Golden Eagles, so this will be Japan's first Tier 2 naval premium. I just don't think it's much of an improvement over the Hatsuharu, and honestly, to be honest, I think it is a downgrade. Losing the torpedo tubes is bad enough, but with the reduced speed and not being able to put out as much firepower for frontal engagements, I just think is a bit of a deal breaker for me. I probably would prefer to have the Yugure if it was a premium. And to be honest, it is a bit weird that the premium version is going to be worse than the regular version. But then again, maybe I've missed something really obvious here that explains why they've done that. Anyway, just a quick video for today. I've been Tyranno, and I'll see you next time.